Sana was a cheerful young woman who lived in a small city. She worked in a bakery and loved her job. Every morning, she smiled at her coworkers and greeted the customers. Her life seemed perfect. Her husband, Omar, was charming and polite. They had been married for 2 years. Everyone said they were the perfect couple. Omar worked in an office. He was always busy but promised Sana that he loved her very much. Sana trusted him completely. She would wait for him at home every day, cooking his favorite meals. Sometimes, she felt lonely when he stayed late at work, but she believed that love required patience. One day, Sana found a message on Omar's phone. It was from a woman named Layla. Sana felt a strange pain in her heart. The message was friendly but had a tone that made her uncomfortable. She tried to ignore it at first, thinking she was overreacting. For the next few days, Omar seemed different. He smiled less and spent more time on his phone. Sana wanted to talk to him, but he always said, "I am tired, Sana. Let's talk tomorrow." Sana's heart ached. She loved Omar deeply, but something felt wrong. One evening, Sana decided to surprise Omar with dinner. She prepared his favorite pasta and decorated the dining table. When Omar came home, he was happy to see the dinner, but his phone kept ringing. Sana noticed a name on the screen. It was Layla. Her hands trembled. "Who is Layla?" Sana asked softly. Omar looked at her and said, "Just a colleague from work." Sana wanted to believe him, but she felt her trust breaking. That night, she could not sleep. She kept thinking about the message and Omar's behavior. Sana realized that love was not just about waiting. It was about feeling safe and valued. Sana decided she needed to understand the truth. She did not want to fight or cry without knowing everything. She knew confronting Omar would be difficult, but she also knew she could not ignore the signs. Her heart was waiting for honesty, and she hoped that Omar would give. The next morning, Sana tried to act normal. She went to work, but her mind was full of questions. She wanted to find the truth, but she was scared. How could she confront Omar without making the situation worse? At the bakery, her coworker Sarah noticed her sadness. "Sana, are you okay? You look tired," Sarah said. Sana forced a small smile. "I'm fine. Just a little busy," she replied. But inside, her heart felt heavy. After work, Sana decided to follow Omar secretly. She wanted to see where he was going every evening. She was not proud of this, but she needed answers. That evening, she saw Omar park his car near a small cafe. He went inside, and Sana waited quietly outside. To her shock, Omar was not alone. Layla was there. They were talking closely and laughing. Sana felt her world break into pieces. She could not believe what she saw. Omar, the man she trusted, was smiling at another woman. Her heart ached, and tears filled her eyes. Sana returned home quietly. She did not confront him that night. She needed to think. Her mind was full of questions. Why did Omar do this? Did he ever love her? How could she continue her life knowing the truth? The next morning, Omar came home as usual. Sana tried to act normal. She cooked breakfast and waited for him to eat. But she could not stop thinking about the cafe and the laughter she had heard. Her heart was heavy, and she realized that waiting alone would not solve anything. She needed to speak. That evening, she sat Omar down. Her hands were shaking, but her voice was strong. "Omar, I know about Layla," she said. Omar was shocked. He tried to explain, but Sana could see the truth in his eyes. He had been unfaithful. Sana's world was shattered, but she felt a strange strength inside her. She loved Omar, but she loved herself more. Her heart had waited for honesty, and now she had it. She realized that sometimes love is not enough. Respect and trust are more important. Sana decided to take a few days off from work. She needed time to think. The pain in her heart was deep. Every time she saw Omar, she felt anger, sadness, and disappointment. She loved him, but she could not forgive him easily. Omar tried to apologize. "Sana, I am sorry. I made a mistake. I love you," he said. Sana listened silently. She knew words could not erase the pain. Trust was broken. She remembered all the nights she waited for him, hoping he would come home on time. Now, she realized he had wasted her patience. During these days, Sana spent time with her family and friends. They supported her and reminded her of her worth. Her mother said, "Sana, you deserve someone who respects you. Don't let anyone hurt your heart." These words made Sana stronger. She started to think about her future. Could she forgive Omar? Could she rebuild her life with him? Her heart was confused. She loved him deeply, but she could not ignore the betrayal. She knew that moving forward would require courage. One evening, Omar came to her room. He wanted to talk. "Sana, please give me a chance. I can change," he said. Sana looked at him, her eyes filled with tears. She realized that love is not just about words, it is about actions. Omar's actions had hurt her deeply. Sana made a decision. She loved him, but she could not stay in a relationship without trust. "Omar, I need time. I need to heal. I cannot forget what happened," she said softly. Omar looked sad but did not argue. He knew the mistake was his. Sana's heart was still broken, but she felt a small hope. She realized that heartbreak is not the end. Sometimes, waiting for the right path is necessary. Her heart had waited for honesty, and now it had a choice. She could either stay in pain or start a new chapter. Weeks passed. Sana focused on herself. She returned to work with new energy. She spent time with friends, laughed more, and even tried new hobbies. Her heart was slowly healing. She learned that waiting for the truth was painful, but it gave her clarity. Omar tried to contact her many times. He sent messages and called, but Sana did not answer immediately. She needed to feel strong before making a decision. One day, she met him at the park. He looked nervous. "Sana, I know I hurt you. I want to make things right," he said. Sana looked at him carefully. She remembered the pain, the waiting, the betrayal. "Omar, love is important, but respect and honesty are more important. I need to see real change, not just hear words," she said. Omar nodded. Sana decided to give him one chance, but slowly. They started talking more openly. Omar showed real effort to be honest. Sana realized that love can be rebuilt, but it requires patience, courage, and trust. She felt her heart opening again, but cautiously. Months later, Sana felt stronger than ever. She understood that love is not just waiting. It is also about knowing your worth. Omar had changed, but more importantly, Sana had grown. She learned to trust her instincts and wait for the truth. The heart that waited finally found peace. It was not perfect, but it was real. Sana realized that life is full of challenges, but patience, honesty, and courage can create a new beginning. Her heart was still loving, but now it was wiser. Sana smiled as she looked at Omar. She knew that the journey of love was not easy, but it was worth it. Waiting for the right truth had given her clarity, strength, and a second chance. Her heart had waited, and finally, it had found hope.